Welcome to Yacht Crew Vlogs, where we tell the stories of those in the yachting industry. A behind-the-scenes look that discovers the individuals in the industry, their history, their passions, and what inspires them to do what they do. Hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Yacht Crew Vlogs right here on Yachting International Radio. My name is Ria. I am your host, and I'm very pleased to welcome my guest, Pedro Suasi. He is the manager of the Balearic Marine Cluster. How are you, Pedro?
Hi, hello, Ria. How are you? Nice to meet you. I'm very happy to be with you this afternoon.
Good to see you. And yes, we did actually meet at the Balearic Yacht Show, Palma Yacht Show, Palma Super Yacht Show, which is one big, amazing event. How have you recovered from that?
I'm okay. I finished the job, and I think with the results of this job were very, very good. So we are happy with the results of our participation in both fairs. And now we are focused in the rest of the projects, which are very important for us, and I will be very happy to explain about them.
Yeah, well, what exactly is the Balearic Marine Cluster? What is behind it? What are your sort of goals, and what projects are you working on at the moment?
Well, the Balearic Marine Cluster is an association of the main companies in the Balearic Island. And the objective of the Balearic Marine Cluster is to improve the nautical sector here in the islands. So we have like different branches of work. We have the first one is the promotion of the destination, our destination. We have a brand which is Balearic Yacht Destination, and through this brand, we trying to attract people from all our markets to do two things. The first of all is to visit us as a touristic and also as a technical destination. We have a very big companies and very important companies with a very good quality services, and we want to show how well we can do it and how the facilities we have to do this kind of jobs. I think is worldwide recognized that Balearic Island has a very good services, but also we have to work to always to be there. We have an international program to be in Monaco Yacht Show, for example, or different shows in Europe and States. And also we have a program to be in all social networks, like, for example, LinkedIn or Instagram. So we always try to be in this kind of channels to show our destination. This is one part of the project or what the Balearic Marine Cluster do, but also we are very focused in the innovation of the sector, of the nautical sector. We are trying to improve the sector in quality, in environmental, in digitalization, and also in the product and service development. Okay, then we have another objective is to promote the training offer here in the island. One of the main objectives that the sector have here in the Balearic Island is to have good employees very qualified or qualified employees, because our services are in the top standard. So they have to be so good or so well done. So it's very difficult for us to find the people who can do this job, because this market is every year is growing.
So are you talking about more along the lines of, like, back in my day, we called it trade school. So somebody decided at a certain age that they were going to specifically go in, say, for example, refit, or the decking. So you guys are looking towards making it so the kids of the island can actually go and make that their future career and be the best at what they can do within the nautical sector.
Something like that. The thing is that we have big companies and also small companies, but we always need more people, and we need more people, but not any people. It's okay. We need qualified people with skills, well trained, with a little bit of experience, of course, if it's possible. So trying to get these people from Balearic Island is a good job for us to revise all the training program that we have, all the offers we have. Now, for example, we are creating now professional certificate of painting of super yachts. So we are always working in order to make like I don't know if it's okay or not to say that like that, but like a factory of workers, of qualified workers. So we are working in carpentry, electricity, electronics, painting, mechanics. So we are to push all these branches or all these categories of works. So we have to push everything in order that every company could offer or can offer in the future a good jobs from their employees. I don't know if
So it
maybe I
not
didn't
only
explain very
increases
good, but
the, yeah, no, no, brilliant. I mean, it not only increases the work available on the island, but it as well trains these people to be the best of the best and to keep that. You know, a lot of islands around the world, what happens is we call it a brain drain. The best of the best always get cherry picked and taken somewhere else, whether they be doctors, lawyers, whatever their specialty may be. But it sounds like what the Balearic Marine Cluster wants to do is train these people up right here within the Balearic Islands, make them the best of the best, and then keep them right here.
that's it. But also we have to say that the objective is to keep it here, but we have to say that we have very good companies who export their services around the world. There is people from Mallorca painting boats in Germany, in Holland, in United States, in the mainland of Spain. So we are like in Spanish we say cantera, no? When we work in football team, so we have like a school of the nautical professional people. So we are working in, or the objective is to be this kind of hub of training hub and export these qualified people all around the world. Because if they want to work in Canada, they should be able to work in Canada with no problem.
You know, it's a really good idea because I'm not sure that a lot of people have sort of that concept in you know, I think there's a whole generation of people sort of, we've been pushing our kids to be one thing or another, but the yachting industry, if you are completely qualified and really good at what you do, the pay is incredible. The pay is possibly any more than what a doctor or a lawyer could make, which are traditional things that our parents or my parents used to think we needed to do in order to make a living. So the idea that you can take people and train them to that caliber and send them around the world, and as a result of that, people will talk about Mallorca and the Balearic Islands as being the place to go to get that training or to get that
That's it.
work as the number one in the world for that, for the nautical sector.
This is what we are trying to do. We call like top of class. We are trying to be in the top of class, now top of mind, when people thinking about refit or maintenance of boat, thinking about Mallorca as one of the top class destinations to be.
And I mean,
And
when you
to
talk
be
about
the
the
top
top,
destination, you have to work in innovation. We have
yeah.
to work in to be the greenest one, the most qualified people here. So we have a lot of things, but by the end, what we really need is more people coming to the island to make the refit of their boats.
So when you talk about sustainability and the environment, what are the goals of the Balearic Marine Cluster with that? Because honestly, that is a big thing. And, you know, it is the world over and it should be a big thing. But the yachting industry in the past year has really started, or past couple of years, to be honest, has really started waking up to the impact that we have on the environment. We are seeing that new builds are taking into account different forms of fuel, different forms of energy. What is the Balearic Marine Cluster doing in its drive to educate with sustainability and the environment?
Okay. First of all, I have to say that I am very, very happy with the companies in the Balearic Island because we work like this. Now we have a commission. This commission has a meeting every month, and my job is just to propose them in which line of work we want to work. We want to work in quality. We want to work in sustainability, in digitalization, and what do you want to do, no, with your time and with your resources. And I have to say that all the companies say the same, and say the same. Sorry, and it was, we want to reduce our impact in the environment. So it was like okay. So for me, I'm very proud to listen it. No, so once we have this objective in our mind, we are doing one thing. We make a study of our companies, in order to identify all the garbage is the residue, no?
Waste product, I guess.
Waste.
Yeah,
Yeah,
waste.
sorry, waste. Yeah. So we have this kind of waste. So what we do we did the first was to identify every waste, the category of the waste, and the quantity we do in one or create in 1 year. In this case, we have like the picture of the situation in the Balearic marine industry, refit industry, I mean. So when we have all this information, we are just taking 5 of these categories, and with the technological centers and the university and some stakeholders who are very interested also in this project, we are working in order to see what we can do with this waste. And the objective is to take this waste and change the composition of the waste and put it another product that other process could use.
So it's recycling it basically.
It's not recycling, because now everybody is recycling this waste. So because by law you have to recycle it. But the thing is to don't recycle, but use it in another process. It's like a circular economy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in this circular economy, we are starting with 5 products, and we want to see what to do with these products. The objective, the long-term objective, is to improve or increase the number of waste category that we are putting in this circular economy. So the objective, the final objective, to have a Balearic industry here in Mallorca, or yes, in Mallorca, no, in Balearics, where the maximum of possibility, sorry, I don't know how to say it, but the maximum waste is not recycled, but reuse it in other process.
Do you think that what you are putting together and the studies that you are doing as a group is something that other areas can actually look at when you're further along and maybe perhaps take the same steps that you have? There are other places for example, Barcelona. Is Barcelona doing the same sort of studies that you're doing and trying to do the same sort of thing that you're doing?
Of course. The cluster figure is very common in Europe and offshore in Barcelona and in the rest of Spain. We have in Spain a lot of clusters, not nautical clusters, but chemical clusters, for example, or different sectors. No, every sector could have their own cluster. No, so you have the example in Barcelona. You have another cluster, cluster nautic of Barcelona, and they are working. I have to say, in more or less the objectives are quite similar, and we work together in some projects because we think that the projects are not from the Balearics or from Barcelona, but they are from the nautical industry. No, so there are some points we want and we have to work together not to solve it. So we do it. And also in the rest of the world, there are a lot of clusters and a lot of sectors. So yeah, it's a very common figure in the world at this moment.
Well, that's really good news because, we do have a lot of challenges ahead of us. And I think that the more that we work together around the world, that the sooner that we can come up with many of the issues, we can find solutions to many of the issues that we find ourselves facing today. When it comes to the Balearic yacht destination, now this is something completely, it's underneath the Balearic Marine Cluster, but it is a brand and it is a way of saying to the world, we are here, this is what we have to offer, come and visit, and we can do pretty much anything for you, anything that you desire. And that includes, when it comes to the culinary, when it comes to excursions, when it comes to your refit, when it comes to marinas, et cetera, et cetera. Is that sort of the idea about the Balearic Yacht Destination?
So Balearic Yacht Destination is a brand, or is the brand from the cluster we use to promote our destination as a touristic and as a technical one. So what are we doing in Balearic Yacht Destination? We're trying to sell to our target, or different targets. We are trying to sell the facilities we have here in marinas, the facilities we have here in refit industry, the companies we have, the top quality service we provide, and also, of course, the geography of Mallorca, the beaches, the mountains, all the restaurants we have, all the gastronomy we have, which is amazing.
I can
People,
concur with that.
yeah, yeah. The people here in Mallorca are very friendly. It's a safe destination. So I think also if you want party, you can go to Ibiza and you can make the wild party if you like. So if you want to be very relaxed, you can be to Menorca, or you can be to Formentera. So there are this kind of island has all what you need to be happy with your boat. So if you want one thing, you find it. If you want another thing, you find it. This is the touristical part. But also we don't have to forget the technical part, because as I said before, Balearic Yacht Destination has a very good reputation in refit and maintenance services. We have one of the best companies in the world to provide this kind of services. We export people around the world to provide or keeping to provide these services. So this is such important that is another reason to visit Balearic Island. The main reason is to, I don't know, but refit my boat or paint my boat or change my propellers. Whatever you need to do in your boat, you can do it in Mallorca with a very good results. So this is what also we're trying to sell to our targets.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you have everything that there is needed here. If you want to bring your
Yeah.
family and while you're here, you want to, I mean, we've got 5-star hotels. We have, have your boat in for refit and come and check on it. And you can bring your family and enjoy what everything the islands have to offer. And when it's done refit, then you can head out and spend another 5 or 6 months, because really there's, it doesn't get that cold in the Balearic Islands. So, you could spend the next 5 or 6 months cruising around the Balearic Islands in a brand new refit boat. So yeah, I do see. Now, if people want to get a hold of you or the Balearic Marine Cluster, how do they do that?
Sorry, how do you what?
If people want to find out more about the Balearic Marine Cluster or get a hold of you,
yeah,
how do they do that?
yeah, of course. We have a web page with all the information. We have also social nets, but I think the best thing they can do is just to call me or call to the Balearic Marine Cluster and try to find all the information they need. We will be very happy to provide them the information they desire. So we are open to everybody.
Well, you know what we're going to do is we're going to provide every single one of your social media links underneath this, as well as your personal LinkedIn, if that's all right with you.
Of course, perfect.
And if anybody out there is interested in seeing what the Balearics has to offer, not only as a cruising destination, but as well as a refit destination, definitely check them out, because they are there to offer all of their services and let you know exactly what they're up to. And pretty much an open book, to be absolutely honest with you. So do please be in touch. Pedro, I want to say thank you ever so much for your time.
Thank you, Ria.
Well, you know what? You are more than welcome to come back again. I will invite you back, and maybe you can keep us up to date as things change with the Balearic Yacht Cluster and how things evolve, because it's not something that is just starting. Neither is it something that's just ending. We are in the center of a movement that will carry on for a very long time.
Of course, I keep you very, very good informed, and also, as you say, this is not is something that never stops. So we are always working to promote the sector and to improve the sector. So we are always busy.
Wonderful. And thank you to everyone out there for tuning in. You've been watching another edition of Yacht Crew Vlogs right here on Yachting International Radio. My name is Ria. I am your host. We'll see you again next week.